In the first part, we examine football in history from 1914 to 1970. Stay tuned to our channel and this video. In the ups and downs history of the Football World Cups, many countries were able to realize their own development programs in various sectors by using football excitement. In more recent examples such as the 2002 World Cup in Korea and Japan, 2010 in South Africa, which for the first time depicted the development in the American continent for other nations. Also, the 2014 World Cup in Brazil was the best opportunity for these countries to show the development and culture to the world. With the beginning of the 1990s, people began to show favor to goods and capitalism. And just in the golden age of consumerism that happened in the 90s, the Soviet Union disappeared from the world. The whole world fell into the hands of capitalists and football became a commodity that helped capitalism. The influx of private capitalists such as Abramovich, Sheikh Tamim and Sheikh Mansour to the management of European clubs shows the vast amount of capital that is being exchanged behind the football field. Football is no longer a sport, but has become a money-making industry. It was necessary to make stars so that money would circulate around them. Football players are at the center of this profitability. This period was accompanied by the emergence of legendary players whose activities were not limited to the football field. They went beyond and became subjects for monetization and advertising. The economic conditions ruling the world in this period is one of the main reasons for football players to enter the world of advertising, because now they have an important feature: global fame. These global figures are very valuable for capitalists. Messi, Ronaldo, Rooney, Fabregas, Ibrahimovic, and many other famous stars are among the footballers who have successful experience in the field of advertising. The New York Times reported in April 2016 that business owners believe that sports stars have tremendous advertising power. For example, attracting Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus club attracted funds that saved the club from bankruptcy. The first person who entered the advertising industry much more seriously than others was Eric Cantona. Football fanatics remember his commercials. In 2002, Nike created revolution in the football marketing industry by creating an ad called The Cage, and this program had a special place among the most memorable football advertisements for years. In this promotional clip, 24 great players of the world of football faced each other in 8 teams of 3 people, and with Eric Cantona judging in a small soccer field made by Sadeh in a cage. The tactical stars of that time recorded lasting and creative images by performing extraordinary dramatic moments. From that year on, football became an inseparable link with advertising. Football is an event that has the most spectators all over the world. However, even if most Americans turn away from the World Cup, a large number of American companies are willing to pay for advertising in these competitions. This is the best opportunity for the owners of big and global companies and brands to advertise their products in these competitions. For example, 15 global brands paid $25 million to officially support the 2002 World Cup in Japan and Korea. Since television is the main media for watching World Cup matches, larger volume of advertisements can be seen in this media. Although the duration of the World Cup is not more than a few weeks, this event continues to be important for major television advertising networks around the world. On the eve of the 2018 World Cup in Russia, the advertising profit for television channels in the United States was close to $600 million. According to statistics published by Zenith Media, the 2018 World Cup was expected to generate $4.2 billion in advertising revenue. But in England, football is the king of all sports. England television network ITV set the amount of £300,000 for advertising for 30 seconds during the match of the England team in the World Cup, which was 7 times more than the amount of advertising in a match between two teams without the presence of England. There is a famous saying that says that wherever there is money, there is corruption. There are many cases of corruption in football, the most famous of which was the corruption that happened in Italy. This incident made a lot of noise. In 2006, conversations were revealed that talked about the contacts of Juventus, Milan, Fiorentina, Lazio and Regina, as well as the contacts of the directors of these clubs with the referees organization. These teams were accused of cheating in the games by choosing their favorite referee. This was a very big scandal for the Italians. Or, for example, Sepp Blatter, the head of the World Football Federation. He received huge bribes to hand over the hosting of the World Cup to Qatar and Russia. The disclosure of this corruption caused him to be permanently banned from any football activity. If we clothed for a chocolate in football when we were children, today huge sums of money are transferred during football betting. Betting in football is done in two ways. The first type is that betting site provide user with several options for betting. These users must pay an amount as accredited to start. And after creating a user account, they choose the site suggestions for betting and wait for the result. This is a common form of betting, but betting in football also has a hidden form, which is more ugly than the first method. The work sequence of betting sites has also reached clubs and athletes, and collusion has also infected the players. Some players do something on the football field for the bets they made in advance, which directly affects the outcome of the game. These days, many believe that the World Football Ball is rolling in the oil field. In the way this football is going now, many years later, this football will be called Arab football. The day Qatar hosted the World Cup, everyone talked about the role of oil dollars and buying votes of voters in FIFA. For politicians, football is a source of fear and power, and for capitalists, it is a valuable commodity for large economic exchanges in the whole world. And for them, the originality of football and unity, empathy, and harmony in football have no meaning. So in today's world, people consume products to look like their favorite football players. Nowadays, fans worship their favorite footballers, and they know them as unattainable stars. But these websites make many people greedy to take advantage of their endless love and passion for football. But every power brings resistance. The power of immense love and interest of fans still overcomes the dollar sport into football, and fans still consider this sport as the favorite of hearts.